Tonight, a star goes missing. On purpose. Not by collapse, not by fate, by design. If a civilization could steal every photon its sun throws away, what would it build? And what would it become? Stay with me, because in 3 minutes you'll know how we'd spot such thieves across the galaxy, even if they wanted to hide. We burn energy to move, to build, to think, to dream. Our appetite has multiplied 100-fold in a single century, and still it isn't enough. A planet, no matter how clever its people, has a ceiling. So what happens when a civilization hits it? You don't make your world bigger, you make your horizon bigger. In 1960, Freeman Dyson asked a question as dangerous as fire. What if we captured all of it? Not a little more sunlight, all of a star's power. Dyson wasn't a fantasist. He designed reactors, he mapped propulsion, and then, in a few pages that still detonate in the mind, he proposed something outrageous. Not destroying a star, harvesting it. Imagine a sphere so vast it keeps the sun at its center like a candle in a lantern. Every wandering photon, caught, converted, spent. The prize, functionally limitless power. How big is limitless? Really? Hold that thought. First, a correction. You don't build a solid shell. You'd never tame the gravity. You'd never shoulder the weight. Instead, you build a swarm, a ballet of trillions of machines, mirrors, habitats, and collectors, each in its own orbit, each a tiny world with a single job: sip the sun. Here's the secret that makes the impossible feel inevitable: self-replication. Seed the asteroid belt with machines that build more machines. Decades become centuries, centuries become millennia. The swarm compounds, like interest you can live inside. One day, subtly, the star dims. Not dying, working. Place the swarm at Earth's distance, 1 astronomical unit, and the interior surface explodes to a figure that refuses to fit in the head. 550 million times the area of Earth. Say it slowly. 550 million Earths. If you started walking and never stopped, you would not finish before civilizations rose and fell behind you. So what does a day feel like in a place where day no longer exists? Inside, there is no dawn, no dusk, no seasons. Only the soft, engineered glow of a star seen through 1 trillion filters, temperature-tuned, weather-negotiated, power as common as air. Scarcity becomes a rumor your grandparents scarcely believe. Some would call it paradise. Others would shiver at the thought, a cage of light with walls you cannot see. If anyone has done this, we shouldn't need to meet them to know. Wrap a star in collectors and you dim it in visible light. But you cannot cheat the second law. Waste heat must go somewhere, and it spills into the infrared. To our telescopes, a Dyson-wrapped star looks faint in one spectrum and screaming bright in another. Astronomers have a polite name for such suspects: Dyson candidates. We've found puzzles, stars that twitch, spectra that frown, objects that won't sit still in their categories. But confirmation? Not yet. Cross this threshold and you join what we call a Type II civilization, masters of their star. Planetary catastrophes become inconveniences, resource scarcity becomes a museum exhibit. Time, once your enemy, starts to look negotiable. But power like that asks a louder question. Is this the final form of intelligence, or only a chrysalis? Because if you can cage a sun, you can move one. If you can build a swarm, you can teach it to think. And if you can capture everything your star gives, you may start to wonder what the galaxy is wasting. Where does that leave us, born on a small world, staring at a hunger we pretend not to have? Perhaps, right now, under a sky that has never known night, beings like us, or not like anything we'd recognize, are farming their star with the patience of oceans. Perhaps they look out through their infrared glow and wonder, as we do, who else is learning to draw maps on the dark? If you wanted to join them, where would you start? With a single machine that makes a second. With the humility to wait. With the audacity to plan in millennia. Freeman Dyson understood the hidden moral. An engineering problem is also a story about becoming. The tools change the species that wields them. Build a Dyson swarm and you don't just solve for energy, you solve for possibility. So are we destined for the sun cage? Or is there a stranger door we haven't learned to see? When we outgrow our cradle, do we build a lantern around our star, or a language that persuades the cosmos to answer? We stand at the map's edge, eyes in the dark, the path forward drawn in light. I am the cartographer, and this is the Atlas.